I'm going to kick it off with one of my favorites, Miki Agrawal. She is the CEO and co-founder of Thinx, which is a high-tech underwear solution for women to wear during their periods. Teamed up with AfriPads in Uganda to fund a pack of reusable cloth pads for every underwear sold to get millions of girls back in school, and to date have helped actually almost 50,000 girls. So amazing. She's named the 2015 Social Entrepreneur of the Year at the World Technology Awards, as well as Forbes' Top 20 Millennials on a Mission. Thinx was named Time Magazine's 25 Best New Inventions of 2015. Not too bad, huh? All right, let's welcome Miki.
So I want to kick this off with this very important statement. And there's a reason for that. In 2 weeks ago, I had the most transformational experience of my life, I have to tell you. And so I thought I had to lead with that. So I did an 8-hour-long sound healing meditation from 11 p.m. to 8 o'clock in the morning. Went from Saturday night to Sunday morning. And it was this incredible ethnomusicologist named Alexandre Tanous, look him up, trust me, who took us on this sound healing gong meditation session. And I have to tell you, I tapped so deep into the meaning of life, like legitimately. And the main thing that came out of it was literally this: holy shit, we're alive. Like, I don't think we really let that sink in. We wake up and we forget to wake up. And we just go about our days, think about the stresses in our lives, and just like, body shaming, this, image problems, that, all these things that happen. And we actually forgot that we get to be alive right here, right now, together. Can we just exclaim how psyched we are to be alive right now? Ow! It's amazing. And I think we truly need to let that sink in, because when we do let that sink in, things start to soften a little bit. You're like, okay, these problems happen, but I'm alive, So let's just remind ourselves of that. So on that note, did you guys know that from the point you graduate college to the point you die, which is the average age is 80 years old, you have 21,000 days to live? Did you guys think about that also for a second? Besides the alive thing, like that we have 21,000 days left to live from the point we graduate from college to the point we die. So what are we going to do with those 21,000 days? We're going to while away our time on Facebook and Snapchat and wondering about our likes and Instagram, etc. Are we going to talk shit about others? Are we going to complain about our lives and all the misery that's happening? Or are we going to be lit up? Are we going to choose to be lit up every single day and just say, oh my God, I'm alive? And while we're alive for these 21,000 short days, maybe we can positively impact the world. Maybe we can realize that each one of us can, every single person in this room can, every person watching can, everybody can impact the world if we do set our mind to that. Did you guys know the closest thing to achieving bliss, a state of bliss, is by just helping another human? It's like the same endorphins fire off when you're giving a gift to somebody as when you're having an orgasm. It's incredible. You should all go to Burning Man too, because it's a gift economy. It's pretty cool. So where do I fit in? Yeah. So where do I fit in this storyline? What do I want to do with my 21,000 days while I'm still here? So I chose to really think and support girls and women, and to truly do my best at leveling the playing field while I'm here for a short amount of time. And that starts with eliminating shame. From the point that women are born, there's so much shame piled on us. Body shame, period shame. Period shame, we're gonna start with that. We're gonna talk about that for a second. So, okay, show of hands, how many women do you have in the room? Raise your hands, high, high, high. Okay, keep them high, keep them high. Who proudly has a period? Say, yahoo! Yahoo! Keep them up, keep them up, keep them up, keep them up. Sorry if my armpits are hairy, I apologize. I did not shave. Okay, so let's keep our hands up and just recognize that as women, we can create life. We can perpetuate humanity. Like, what? That's amazing, thank you, you can put your hands down. And what comes with that is realizing that, holy shit, we actually hold humanity inside our wombs. Like, we literally perpetuate our human species by what we carry right here as women. And we forget that sometimes. We forget the power that we have as women. Like, we can say no to assholes. We can say no to people who do not treat us well. We can say yes to people who are kind and gentle with us. So that is who we get to choose, because we have the power to create life. Yeah. So with that in mind, I started Thinks. And Thinks was born out of just having period problems. Again, I'm sure every woman here can raise their hand if they've experienced a leak and stain. Actually, how many people here have experienced a leak and stain in accidents in their lives? Every single woman, thank you. Okay, appreciate it. Yeah, and so the question was, like, how is it possible that in this day and age of innovation that women are still leaking, women are still dealing, women are still coping with the most natural thing in the world? So the first goal was, let's make periods easier to experience for women. Just that was the first plain goal. Did some digging, discovered it's a $15 billion category. There have only been 3 major innovations in the entire 20th century. Did you know that tampons were invented by men in 1931, by a man? Like, yeah. It's like, do you know what? And you know, one of the things that also as women that we don't really think about is we just do blindly what we're told. Like, okay, you're on the pill, you want to do some things, doctor administers the pill, and you take it without knowing what the pill might possibly do for each one of you. You know, we don't even, a lot of women have never even seen what a cervix looks like, what a cervix dilating looks like, have inspected our bodies deeply, because it's just, there's so much, again, shame around it. And so, as an example, did you know that if you just stick a tampon inside of you during your mid-cycle, when you're like past the heavy days, and it's kind of dry and you pull it out, it's like a little dry sometimes, that's really bad for you. It actually causes micro abrasions in your body. And all the women who are giggling, because there are men in the room, again, the men, you're here because of it, so you're welcome. So, thank a lady on your way out. So again, I urge every woman, man, to just get to know your bodies intimately. Stick your finger inside and just feel around, see what happens. I don't know, like, it's really interesting, actually. So what do? We really want to consider form and function when we were developing this product. It needed to, again, look and feel like a regular pair of underwear. When you're putting it on, it has to feel comfortable. It has to feel like, literally, not bulky, not any different than a regular pair of underwear. It also had to have very special technology built within it. So the innermost layer wicks away moisture so you feel dry. You don't have to feel wet. People are like, you feel wet when you wear, no, you feel dry. I'm a woman, and that's why I know I don't want to feel wet either. So, you could bleed into them. They wick through, so you're dry. They're antimicrobial, so no germs. I know when I'm on my period, I'm like world cleaner. I'm like cleaning every corner. And so, right, we're nesting, ladies. And Jen, so you know. So innermost layer wicks in moisture. It's also antimicrobial. It wicks into a microthin absorption layer, absorbs up to 2 full tampons worth of liquid, of blood. So we wanted to choose two full tampons worth because we didn't want to necessarily change in the middle of the day. We wanted you to be able to last a full day if you can. If you're super gushy heavy like I am, you might want to wear an organic cotton tampon or a menstrual cup with the underwear on your first heavy days, and on your medium and light days, you wear the underwear just by itself. And then the final layer is leak-proof. You'll never worry about leaking through them ever again. It's pure freedom, ladies. It's like, wow, you know? And it's like, what's so cool about it is that thousands of our customers said, you just made me forget about I have my period. I don't even think about it anymore. It's one less thing on my to-do list. I've never had to put the sweater on my waist move ever again. I'm just done. I just don't think about it anymore, you know? So that's incredibly special. So why hasn't there been change for so long? Like, what's the deal? And the reason is because it's taboo. Did you guys know that the word taboo stems from the Polynesian root word tapwa? And do you guys know what tapwa means? Menstruation. Taboo means menstruation, people. Like, that's why no one's talking about it. That's why it's something that's considered shameful. Because, again, taboo actually means shameful and all these things, but also means period. So really, where does that taboo come from? Religious scriptures, the Quran, the Bible, the Torah, all of those things talk about how if you, touch a man on your period, you'll be defiled. You can't go into your, into the kitchens when you're on your period. There's all these scriptures talk about how periods are bad. We have to change that. Superstitions. Right now, there's so many superstitions around period. If you stay in your home, like in Nepal, during your period, then snakes will come and kill your father. So you have to go and sleep in the cow shed with the cows. That's happening right now. Did you guys know the Nepal earthquake that killed one of my best friends in the whole world was blamed by Nepali men on menstruating women? This happened last year, by the way. So it's happening right here, right now. And not to mention what's happening in the developing world. Did you guys know that over 100 million girls are missing a week of school when they have their periods? Millions of those girls are dropping out of school because of something as natural as their periods. There's this impeccable study that Nike did called the Girl Effect, which talks about if I'm to give $100 to a woman in the developing community, what's your name? Diane. I'm to give Diane $100. I give you $100, you live in Uganda, okay? And I'm to give a man, sorry, what's your name? Tomas. I'm giving Tomas $100 in same developing community. Tell me your name again? Diane. Tomas, Diane. So 90 of Diane's $100 will go back into her family and her community. Guess how many of Tomas's $100 will go back into the family and the community? Guys, a little 20 to 35, a little more credit, a little more credit, okay. But who's more likely to elevate communities out of extreme poverty faster? Diane, women, yes, exactly. I remember her name, Diane. So what we're saying is if menstruation is actually preventing women from going to school, and millions of those girls are dropping out of school because of something as natural as their periods, that's billions of dollars of lost income potential for these communities as a whole can be receiving. Does that make sense? So it's just like, it's ding, ding, ding obvious. And so what we said was, why don't we support women while supporting women here? We'll support women in the developing world. So what we're doing is, for every single pair of underwear sold that supports us, we are funding a pack of reusable menstrual pads that goes to a girl in the developing world through our partnership with AfroPads. And to date, we've helped almost 50,000 girls go back to school, which is exciting. And we've actually outgrown our partners so much so that we're launching our Thinks Global Girls Clubs under our Thinks Foundation. And so what that means is, right now, one of the biggest things we learned and we've been hearing over and over again is that girls are unsafe. And so we are creating safe spaces for girls to learn about their bodies, get menstrual products safely, learn about self-defense, personal finance, entrepreneurship, all the things. I have to go fast because, whoa, the time is ticking. So the goal number 2 is to break the taboo. And so the way you break the taboo, especially in the first world, I kind of broke it down to 3 components. The first component is you have to have a product that works. It has to work. If it doesn't work, then what are you doing? The second thing is considered artful design. It has to, we consider every touch point of our brand. We consider every, whether it's our Subway campaigns, whether it's our Facebook ads, our website, our packaging, our postcards, every single touch point of our business is considered because we're already talking about a touchy subject. And so we want to make sure that every time we present it, people are like, this is beautiful. We can't deny that. The second thing is the third thing is accessible, relatable language. The way we write, the way we talk about periods, it's like you're texting your best girlfriend. I don't know if you guys see some of our stuff, but it's as though it's like we're using hashtags that the kids do these days. You know what I mean? So it feels like you know who's talking to you. It's like your friend. And so that's super important. And so how do we do? We launched in January 2014. In beta, we screwed up a whole bunch. And then we launched in sort of out of beta in May of 2015. New website. We went viral 5 times in the last year. We've had over 1 billion impressions internationally. The MTA scandal, we fought and beat the patriarchy. They tried to ban our Subway ads from being in the subways for the use of word period. And we said, oh, no, you didn't. And we fought and won. It was amazing. This is why social media is incredible for that reason. The trans community, they reached out to us and said, hey, P.S., it's not only women who menstruate. And we're like, oh, okay, right. Because people who transition from women to men still have uteruses and they still menstruate. It's a time of extreme shame for them. And so what we're doing is we are, we developed a boy short, I'm wearing them right now, and we changed our tagline from for women with periods to for people with periods for this particular pair. And so Super important is that we consistently choose radical authenticity. Our entire team of 30 plus badass feminists cannot help but be who we are. We define feminism in our own way. We don't fall in the same hole of what someone might try to trap you in feminist terminology. We are each define it with our own brushstroke, and that's wonderful and beautiful, and that's why we're able to put out work that feels so from the core, because we're authentic, and I champion and celebrate that. One of our key values is let your freak flag fly. And I want everyone's freak. The weirder you are, the better. And so another thing is, another thing that we say is it fridge worthy? We always ask, is it fridge worthy? Every piece of work that comes out of our creative team, it has to be so special and so artful that it might end up on your fridge. Think about how small your fridge is. You put your little pictures and your little notes and friends and little things and the cute stuff. But can a piece of advertisement be so cool that it ends up on your fridge? So many people want that have a postcard of that grapefruit on their fridge. It's cute, right? And another thing is active listening. We practice active listening consistently. We are always listening. We're not just the reason why Seinfeld is so brilliant is because he practices active listening, and you're able to put yourself in a situation that people are in, so it makes it funny, right? And so we consistently listen to what people are asking for, and we deliver what people want. Through active listening, we launched our sister brand MCON, which is pee-proof underwear for women who have light bladder leakage or stress urinary incontinence, as well, which is another huge $6.8 billion category, which depends on Poi's own, which is the worst diaper-like bullshit ever. And so we are trying to really, again, reimagine that time for women to feel strong and powerful and iconic, which we are as we age, because we are mothers and we multitask and all the things. So check out MCON IDs. And then we also launched our other sister brand, which is called Tushy, which is reimagining the bathroom category. The toilet paper industry, wasteful, totally unsustainable. 15 million trees that get chopped down every single year. Right now there are 26 million combined cases of chronic urinary tract infections, yeast infections, and hemorrhoids that can be completely alleviated by simply using a bidet water instead of paper to spread bacteria around your ass. Okay, so definitely check out hellotushy.com with a Y. Don't go to tushy.com because that is a porn site. As many of our investors found out. They're like, dear Miki, I'm wondering, we know. It's we don't, what do you mean? Of course we know. And so it's cool, right? It's funny. It's the joke's on you. But check out Tushy. It's really about sustainability. It's about the environment. We're also fighting the global sanitation crisis. 40% of the world doesn't have proper sanitation. Oh my God, I'm out of time, so I gotta get off the stage. So anyway, there's a lot of hygiene, menstrual hygiene, sanitation. These are things that I care about, the nether regions. And it's how do you take something that's unsexy and make it sexy? Actually, that's where you get orgasm. That's where you make babies. That's where it's actually quite sexy if you think about it. So, reframe that for yourselves too. So the last thing, I ask myself 3 questions always before starting any business. The first question is what sucks in my world? It has to start with me always. For me, having period accidents, having dirty butthole sucked in my world. The second question is, it suck for a lot of people. Every single woman here has raised their hands, have experienced period problems at some point in their lives, if not all the time, like me, every month. Every single person here, if you don't have a bidet, has a dirty butthole. Perfect. Customers. And question number 3, by the way, our bidets, Tushies, are $57. If you can't spend $57 for yourself, then I don't know, shame on you. And then the third thing is, can I be passionate about this issue, cause, or community for a really long time? Can I be passionate about gender equality? Can I be passionate about human rights? Absolutely, for the rest of my life. Last thing, purpose is your best motivation. Anyway, finally, if you are interested in starting a business, you always want to lead with how can I help you versus how can you help me. Don't be like, can I pick your brain and take you out for coffee? Never do that again, because it doesn't work. People ask me that constantly, and it's so annoying. This is one of the most important keys to building yourself a business, is by leading with how can I help you first. I could post your business on my Facebook page, anything. Just offer anything before asking for something. Trust me, doors will open wide. Great people talk about ideas. Average people talk about things. Small people talk about other people. Please be great. Thank you very much. Okay. Sorry.
Exhausting.
Sorry.
So we're behind stage and like, Derek's doing this one. We got. All right, so first question. Because everybody's sitting here thinking, I wish I was like you and could say whatever I want to say sometimes. There had to be a moment in life when you're like, I'm just going to say what I think.
It's liberating. It's liberating because we all do. We all want to, and we all, it's all in there. It's just like you start to, what's the word? What's the word when you like censor? You start to censor yourself unnecessarily when actually, again, people are craving for authenticity. People are craving for you to just speak your truth. I started seeing a coach, like a life coach, which, by the way, don't see any life coach. See like a good life coach whose own life is together. Yes. It's like, I'm a life coach. I'm like, your life sucks. Like, so yeah, no, not that person, but the person whose life is great. That's the person you want to go to. So my coach talks to me consistently about integrity. What you're thinking, feeling, and saying have to align. How often are we like, hey, asshole? Or, hey, how's it going, bitch? You know what I mean? Like often. Wouldn't it be so liberating if you could just clear that channel of what you're thinking, feeling, and saying could match up, right? And so that's liberating. And when you start to speak your truth, people just delight in it.
Does it come from parents? I have two little girls, a 5 and a 7-year-old. Yeah, two little ladies. Oh. And what would you say to me as a dad to help them get over that?
Okay, great question, Dad.
This is like therapy. This is like.
I can. Okay, here we go. Sit down. Put a cold press on your forehead. Let's go. So here's what I think. Oftentimes we're like, boys, climb a tree, scrape your knees, have lots of sex with lots of girls, like do all these things, like have fun. Girls are like, close your legs, put some clothes on, pull your dress down, like, don't talk to strangers. It's like if you're like, go climb the trees to the girls, go make a mess, go try and fail, and that's cool. Yeah. Just go be yourselves. I feel like women are given less of a permission to do so. And so if you can give permission for your girls to just go and just let their hair down and just be wild and free, then that's great parenting.
Very cool. First question, do you think feminine health products should be covered by healthcare? This comes from our audience.
Oh, absolutely. Free, government. Yeah. Not Thinks underwear though.
She's like, there goes.
There goes. Yeah.
Next one is, why not give things to girls rather than pads?
It's a cost thing. It costs a lot of money to make the product. It's a really, like, if I could, I would. The Afro pads, which are reusable menstrual pads, actually do a great job and are very comfortable for these girls, and it's affordable for these girls. That's it. It's cost prohibitive.
Yeah. So how did you come up with the name Thinks?
So Thinks, the idea is like thoughtful underwear that thinks of you and thinks of girls around the world, and X is like kind of technical.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like X. It's like, oh, must be like tech, right? Kind of. I don't know. It's pretty arbitrary. It's like, what's Google? I don't know.
Yeah.
As I'm comparing myself to Google, see what I did there?
Yeah, I like it. Well, this one, I don't know. Well, this is a question. This is an interesting, and again, we're just going to ask you, can we be best friends? I don't know if they're...
Yes.
All right. So do you think, I think that might be the first time that's been in the social Q&A. So good job.
God. Yes. Whoever asked that, yes.
Do you think we will see an acceleration in innovation for feminine hygiene products in the near future?
Oh my gosh. I think we have lifted the glass ceiling. That's for you, Hillary. In this whole space, absolutely. Yeah. I think there's going to be a lot of innovation. There's that Indian woman in the New York Times. I don't know if you guys saw the article about this woman creating this device that you can extract DNA-ish. You can read the article. You're not talking.
All right. Okay. So at this point, are you? And this is a really great one of the top questions right now. Are you now into a space of focusing on policy change? I mean, from the first question around should it be covered? I mean, are you in the policy change area?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely did, a piece with HuffPo around, tampon tax. We are, working again really hard at just again eliminating shame from the conversation, both here and abroad. I personally believe that it's the private sector that's going to do it. I think it's conscious businesses that will change and elevate humanity, not nonprofit, not government.
Really?
Not, so I really do believe that it's conscious capitalism that truly will change and move the needle.
And consumers, or just do you think that they're going to bring consumers along far enough to force governments and others to help and make it happen? Well, I mean, if you have conscious capitalism working, don't you think you need, though, partners like nonprofits and others?
I mean, of course. I mean,
Yeah.
like, again, I'm just saying, like, it's so sometimes like asking for money is a challenging thing for
Yeah.
nonprofits. It's a big part of their job, and I feel for them for that. Governments are just like these big, like, slow-moving things, and it takes forever to get anything done. So if you want to, like, we have 21,000 days. I have less, way less, Like, if you want to get stuff done while we're here for a very short amount of time, then we just got to take matters in our own hands.
Yeah.
I don't like that guy who did it when he got HIV. I mean, kudos.
Yeah. Have you built education initiatives around your Pads for Girls programs?
Have we built our own initiatives?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. So in our Thinks Global Girls Clubs, we're right now finalizing our curriculum, which is like this dope coloring book. Apparently, adult coloring books are like so cool these days. So and
I
like
came from market research.
yeah, but for kids too. And so we're creating these amazing coloring books. Most human beings are visual learners. They don't read textbooks and try to take that in. Most people are visual learners, and so if we can, break down how your body works, how personal finance, how entrepreneurship, all these things work for these girls, then they'll be able to see past their noses and actually see a bigger world and see a bigger potential, which I'm super excited about.
Was it hard making a name for yourself when these other brands, these iconic brands, are out there in this category that you're
Like
working?
who?
Well,
Give me one. Just kidding. I mean, I'm not kidding, but
all right. Well,
like who?
that was the top question, so I don't know. I'm sure.
Okay. No. I mean, like, the thing is, like, most of these companies are commodities brands, right?
Yeah.
They're not brands that are speaking to human beings, humans speaking to humans. It's just commodities. Adding more bleach, adding more crap, adding more polyester and nylon to, like,
Yeah.
hurt yourself for money.
Yeah.
So it's just like, can we do great and, do great work for the world and also turn a profit at the same time? The answer is absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Any last minute words to somebody that wants to follow in your footsteps?
So I wrote a book called Do Cool Shit. I don't know if anyone read the book, Do Cool Shit. No, great, more customers, great. Check it out, Do Cool Shit. HarperCollins published it. The thing I keep saying over and over again is doing cool shit requires doing. And 90% of losing weight is putting your running shoes on and walking out that door. People just talk a big game, and the action piece is lesser than. And so the challenge is, can you take a positive action every single day towards your goal, towards your dream? And magic happens when you just do that and make that decision to do that.
Great. Thank you for sharing everything, because when they asked if I would do this Q&A with you, I was definitely raised my hand first. So thank you so much for being
Appreciate
here.
it. Yeah. Thank you, guys.